Our planet is heating up. How can trees help us? NASA's Orbiting Carbon Observatories, called OCO for short, are here to help answer that question. We currently power our daily lives mainly by burning fossil fuels like coal, gas, and oil. Burning these fuels adds greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide to the air, warming the planet. That's where trees come in. Forests reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in the air. When something takes carbon away from the air, it's called a sink. And it's not just trees. Earth has many sinks: the soil, grasslands, and even the ocean. Together, these absorb about half of all the carbon dioxide we add from coal, gas, and oil. That's huge. How do we know this? In part because the NASA satellites OCO2 and OCO3 are measuring carbon dioxide from space. They are the only NASA satellites that give us information both about sources and sinks of carbon dioxide near Earth's surface. And they have found these sinks might be changing. Could it happen that our sinks stop removing carbon dioxide from the air and add more instead? Let's take a look. We'll start with the rainforest. In order for it to act like a sink, it needs lots of well-hydrated trees. Right now, though, Landsat satellites show it's being cut down at the rate of one football field every second. And there's more. Normally, carbon dioxide is absorbed as the plants in the rainforest photosynthesize or make their own food. They also release some carbon dioxide when they respire or breathe out, and when they die and decay, but in smaller amounts. But OCO2 has found that during very dry times, the opposite can happen. The amount of carbon dioxide released from the rainforest may exceed the amount that is absorbed. Plus, huge fires add even more carbon dioxide. In other words, the rainforests become a source of carbon dioxide. Next, let's explore the majestic northern forests. These are also natural sinks of carbon dioxide, and they're actually growing in size. This may be because large trees can now grow in places that used to be too cold. But it's the same story here as in the rainforests: more droughts and increasingly intense wildfires. OCO2 sees how carbon dioxide rises in the atmosphere following huge wildfires. Last, let's journey to the ocean. The ocean actually absorbs just as much carbon dioxide as trees do. As the gas molecules float through the air, some of them pass through the ocean's surface and dissolve into the water. Once in the water, marine plants, microbes, and animals use some of that carbon to make food and to build their shells. However, as the ocean gets warmer, it absorbs less carbon dioxide. In fact, OCO2 has already seen changes in the ocean's capacity to take carbon dioxide out of the air during extreme climate events like El Niño. That's why NASA launches satellites like OCO2 and OCO3. Satellites gather a global picture of how sinks are changing. They allow us to analyze and interpret this valuable knowledge.